This time on Documentify TV. At first glance, this doesn't look remarkable. It's a small fragment of dried hide. No decoration, no shape that stands out. But look closer at the edge. These holes aren't random. They follow a working margin. They repeat, and they were made on purpose. And the hide they're on is nearly 13,000 years old. This Ice Age hide shows evidence of stitching. This fragment was recovered from Cougar Mountain Cave in Oregon, a dry cave site near the better-known Paisley Caves. Sites like this are rare in archaeology because they can preserve organic materials that usually disappear. Leather, hide, wood, and fiber normally decay quickly, but inside Cougar Mountain Cave, dry and stable conditions slowed that process, allowing fragile materials to survive. Recent analysis identified the fragment as North American elk hide, and it's the edge that matters the most. Natural tearing produces jagged, irregular breaks. Scavenger damage looks chaotic, but here the holes are evenly spaced along a working edge. That pattern is consistent with the hide that was deliberately perforated before a cord or sinew was passed through by hand. The thread itself didn't survive. Organic fibers almost never do, but the negative space remains, and that's what archaeologists rely on. This is why researchers describe the fragment as showing evidence of sewing, not a finished garment, not a complete object, but a clear sign of intentional hide working. Radiocarbon dating places the fragment at roughly 12,900 years old, near the end of the last ice age. Nearby sites, including Paisley Caves, have produced preserved cordage and twisted fibers from similar periods. Together, these finds suggest that the technique wasn't unique to one cave, it was regional. That doesn't mean we can't reconstruct a full technology system, but it does show that this fragment wasn't an isolated incident. We have to be careful about what this does and doesn't tell us. We don't know if this was clothing. We don't know if it was a bag, a cover, or a part of a toolkit. The fragment is too small to reconstruct the original object. What we do know is that someone sat in this cave near the end of the Ice Age, took an animal hide, and deliberately worked it using repeatable technique. That matters because organic technologies are mostly invisible in archaeology. Stone tools survive. Hide almost never does. Discoveries like this don't necessarily reflect rare behavior. They reflect rare preservation. Sometimes the most important evidence isn't dramatic. It's the small, fragile traces that almost never make it through time. If you want to see another case where rare preservation changed what we thought we knew, click the video on your screen now. That's it for today's video, folks. See you next time, right here on Documentify TV.